My best friend used my family to launch her career, then told people I was too clingy to cut off sooner. When I finally exposed her lies, she smiled and said, "Everything's a game. You just finally learned how to play." I stayed silent. That was a year ago. This morning, she walked into court and didn't deny a single thing. I should have known something was wrong when Maya started asking about my dad's business connections, but I was so desperate to keep my only friend that I ignored every red flag. Growing up, I was the awkward kid who ate lunch alone. So when Maya transferred to our school junior year and actually wanted to hang out with me, I felt like I'd won the lottery. She was everything I wasn't. Confident, popular, effortlessly cool. And for some reason, she chose me. At first, our friendship felt perfect. She'd invite me to parties where I'd stand in the corner while she worked the room. She'd ask me to help with her homework, which I gladly did because it meant spending time together. She even convinced me to join student government with her, saying we'd make a great team. But then the questions started. "Your dad works in tech, right? Does he know anyone at Apple? Didn't you mention your uncle is a talent agent? Think he'd meet with me? Your mom's friend who owns that restaurant downtown. Could you introduce us?" I thought she was just being friendly, showing interest in my family. So I made the introductions. I set up the meetings. I watched as my dad spent hours giving Maya career advice, as my uncle agreed to represent her for acting auditions, as my mom's friend offered her a part-time job. Maya's life started taking off. She got callbacks for commercials. She had a steady income. She was networking with industry professionals twice her age. And every time she landed something new, she'd thank me with a quick hug before disappearing to celebrate with her real friends. The breaking point came during senior year. Maya had been accepted to UCLA with a partial scholarship, connections my dad had helped her make. I was heading to community college because my grades weren't good enough for anywhere else. Too much time spent doing Maya's homework instead of focusing on my own. That's when I overheard her talking to Jessica Martinez in the bathroom. "God, I can't wait to get away from this place, and especially away from her," Maya said, and I knew she meant me. "Do you know how exhausting it is pretending to be friends with someone just because their family has connections? Like, she's sweet and all, but so clingy. The things I do for my career." Jessica laughed. "At least you got what you needed from her." "Exactly. Her dad basically got me this scholarship, and now that I'm graduating, I never have to see her again." I stood frozen in that bathroom stall, feeling like someone had punched me in the stomach. 4 years of friendship. 4 years of believing someone actually liked me for who I was. 4 years of being used. I didn't confront her. I was too humiliated. Instead, I just started avoiding her calls, making excuses when she wanted to hang out. She seemed relieved, honestly. No more pretending. Graduation came and went. Maya left for UCLA without saying goodbye. I thought that was the end of it. But 2 months later, she started calling again, texting, showing up at my community college campus. "I miss you so much," she'd say. College friends just aren't the same as real friends. I almost fell for it again. Almost. Until I found out what she really wanted. She wanted me to convince my dad to invest in her startup, some wellness app she'd dreamed up with her new UCLA friends. $20,000, she said, just to get them through the prototype phase. She showed up at my house with a PowerPoint presentation and everything, acting like the past few months hadn't happened. My dad was in his home office when she arrived. I watched her transform into the Maya he knew. Sweet, ambitious, grateful for all his help. She hugged him like he was her own father, thanked him again for the scholarship connections, then launched into her pitch. I stood in the doorway watching her work. She had charts, projections, testimonials from potential users. She name-dropped professors who were advising them, mentioned interest from investors who just needed to see one more partner commit. Dad listened politely, asked good questions. Maya had answers for everything. When he mentioned the risk, she brought up how he'd always encouraged her to dream big. When he asked about her experience, she reminded him how his mentorship had prepared her for this moment. She was good.